right, and I have no insurance. Right now, he's basically told he's on, what, 6-8 month waiting list?
Right, right. I think the letter of the law will be found unconstitutional. We have a specific right to privacy in our state. We have a United States constitutional provision in your First Amendment rights that would not allow for that. I believe that. So legally, there's that. Secondly, though, I think more concerning for me is the spirit of it. And that was what we talked about at the break, is that if it's really the spirit of helping people who need a hand up in hard times with their basics, food and shelter, and those basic necessities, why would we be denying people those necessities because they have other problems? And often, as you say, it could be the head of a family unit. Right. So because dad has a bad drug problem, then the rest of the family doesn't eat. And I think that that's tragic.
It is, and it's not, you know, if it was just easy to quit being an alcoholic or a drug addict, then we probably wouldn't have them, because nobody, when they're growing up, wants to be one when they grow up. And I would just put this out to Representative Keller. What would Jesus do? I understand he's an elder of a church, and as I remember the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, no one was asked first if they had a drinking problem. Just saying. All right, so to our questions. Representative Lynn. Oh, there's a couple for you. Oh. You're very popular. You say you are pro-life. Does that mean you are against the death penalty?
Yes.
Good answer. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for your stances, because I find you to be one of the most consistent of the lawmakers there. Even though I don't agree with you pretty consistently, you are consistently in disagreement with me.
With a lot of issues on both sides of the death penalty, you know, I understand that. But when push comes to shove, it's better not to have it.
Yeah. Okay. No hillbilly justice.
No hillbilly justice.
Oh, come on, Bob. Come on, this is the last frontier. You ought to be able to crab pot somebody when you need to. Okay, so what do you think of the shortened legislative session? We've got a bunch of questions. So what do you think, Liesl? 90 days, we voted to take it from 120.
I like it. I think it works. I think that the work expands to fill the time allowed. I agree that you have a delicate balance. We need a legislature there to represent people. But as Cherie said, we've been working very hard in the interim, closer to our constituents and around the state, and it's worked effectively. I'm in favor of it.
Bob?
I think we should go back to 120 days. The important part of the legislative session are these committee hearings. We need more public hearings, more public testimony, not less. And it just cuts everything short. We debate very, very important things. Now, some things are not so important. A lot of things are. We need to have a lot of time to discuss these things.
Bob, do you really want pesky voters bothering you in Juneau with their call-ins?
That's why we're in Juneau.
I know. That is why we're there. That is exactly why the Capitol has not been moved, people. Exactly. Charisse, what do you think? You like it? Don't like it?
I think that it limits the amount of time that folks can comment on bills. That's the only drawback of a 90-day session, is that you have shorter committee interaction for people, you know, folks to come and say, oh, I don't like this bill, or here's why I'm for it. Here, you have a shortened time frame that you'd get that, because we get there, we get going, we get the budget, things roll very fast. So I think it would be easy to lose a bill that that you wanted to know about in the process, because it goes so much quicker.
I think the sad thing is that people with money that can get on a plane and fly to Juneau are the people that get listened to more. Who do you agree with more, Dan Fagan or Eddie Burke? Who are they? I'm sorry. Who are they? Do they have a TV show? Okay, Representative Lynn. Frank.
I agree with my wife more than I do Fagan or Eddie Burke.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that's who you're spooning at night, then, because otherwise it would be awkward. Representative Lynn, Frank Gortney's ethics complaint against Palin resulted in her returning about $10,000 to Alaska, and this was the travel for her children. Palin claims she won that complaint. Well, she claims a lot of things. Under your proposed legislation, Gortney would have to pay his, Palin's, and the state's cost of this. And do you think that's fair? For someone who files an ethics complaint, even if, like in this case, the $10,000 was returned, that he should have to pay for that?
Well, I think, I don't think I have a bill. My bill, being pre-filed, is to make the rules the same for the administration as it is for the legislature. In other words, if God forbid one of us gets an ethics complaint, it's kept silent until they find it has merit. In the administration, the governor, lieutenant governor, commissioners, that's all over the news. So my bill basically says what's fair for the legislature is fair for the administration.
And who decides your ethics complaints? If I filed one on you and we both decide to stay quiet about it, and then who gets to decide that? Where does it go to?
I think APOC, and depending on the issue, maybe personnel board.
Well, in the case of the governor, it goes to her appointed board. In this case, if someone filed against Sean Parnell, it goes to 3 people that he has assigned. He can fire them or hire them. And so for that reason, the fact that he oversees his own board, I would disagree.
Well,
and so anyway, that was part of the question.
In some cases, we might need an independent investigator.
Well, do you think? Yes. This one, where do babies come from? Oh, this is from my daughter. And can we'll watch a video later. Can I have a dessert? I'm a good kid. Yes, you can have dessert. Parental notification. Parental notification must go both ways. I am a pro-choice parent. Evangelical counseling organizations would like to cancel my 15-year-old to hide her condition from me, knowing that I would advocate an early abortion. Whereas my protection as a parent from predatory groups who would manipulate teens.
Interesting.
That's an interesting, that is going to be part of the debate. Who has access to your child at a pregnancy counseling center that's religiously funded? This is why it's not easy, Bob.
Or Planned Parenthood, who may access to your child.
Right, either one. Like, what is the control there? Okay, so where do you stand on the legalization of marijuana? Bob, I know you're stoned.
How did you know that, being stoned yourself?
Yes, well, Bob and I got baked before the show.
That's right.
Yeah, use that in your campaign ads. Use everyone running yes or no. So this is a yes or no because we do have pretty heavy privacy constitutional rights in the state. So it's an up or down vote.
If it should be legalized? Oh, I think there's too many problems associated with legalizing marijuana.
I think we should tax the hell out of it.
Well,
Yeah.
Boy, let me tell you, we could close the pipeline in this state. Bob?
No.
No? Liesl?
I'm more for taxing and regulating, and I think medical purposes, it has to be there.
That's good. Okay, there's a couple more. Who is going to pay for the UAs? We already answered that. That it's not even going to be constitutional, this bill of Keller's. The urinary analysis. Is there another one? Let's see. Is there enough gold in Pebble Mine to counterbalance the silver, the Reds, and the Kings of Bristol Bay? This is yes or no.
No, this is a good question. I'm glad someone brought it up because I commercial fished out in Bristol Bay for the last 20 years.
Did you get the T-shirt?
No, I didn't get the T-shirt, but my nails never looked as good as Sarah Palin's, though, which has always been.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Sorry.
That's good.
It's always really bothered me that you can pick fish and have
Perfect nails.
So anyway,
You're off the Facebook. You're
That's
off the
why.
Facebook.
That's why she broke up with you on Facebook.
So
this is a quick one.
I balance this. Okay, it's not a quick.
But we're at the end of the show.
But you have to balance development and fishing resources. They're both resources, and who says they can't be developed together?
I do.
Well, then
Pretty much every scientist you talk
then
to.
you know more than I know because I don't even know what their plan of development
Well,
is.
then I will come down and talk to
We
you.
should
Juno.
talk more.
Bob, what's your shot on this? Pebble Mine or fish? You can't have both.
Well, I think you can have both.
See, there we go again. I'm going to have a big meeting in Juneau with these 3 again. What do you think, Liesl?
I lean more toward protecting the fish habitat. It's a very complicated issue, but I really do. In my heart. In my heart.
You know what?
I just think it's too risky.
You know what? She's
Too
going to be a
risky.
Democrat before I'm done with her. All right. So thanks so much, representatives and Senator. So great to have you guys here. See the red panel. We all ate our Wheaties. We were all fine.
Yeah,
it
had
went
fun.
well. We'll do it again. Thanks so much, and good luck in Juneau. Hopefully we can all, bring our manners to the table when we go down there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll be back next week with more Up North.
Thank you.